Well, howdy, folks. Hey, I finally did it. I know, you're asking, what'd you do, Dave? Well, I've been wanting to do this for a long time, and I finally started. I mentioned it in a few videos back that one day I'm going to gut my garage and redo my garage. I took all the sheetrock off the walls, took all the sheetrock off the ceilings. I didn't video that because it's boring and it's not fun, and I didn't think anyone would want to watch it anyway. It's just a hammer and crowbar and pulling sheetrock down, and it's dirty. And I did it all by myself. I couldn't even get my wife to help me out here. It's crazy. I did take some pictures of it before I did it, so this is what it looked like before. You can see just, normal drywall. But my ceiling was falling down on both ends, the front of the house and the back of the house at the garage. But as you'll see in the garage, there is no insulation in these walls. No insulation in the ceiling. Except for over here under the window. Right there, they insulated right under that window. I have no idea why, but no insulation anywhere else in the garage. My goal is to make this a small woodworking shop. I love to do woodworking. I'm going to redo the electrical. I'm going to add more lighting. While everything's off the walls, I'm going to add lighting and electrical outside as well. I want to show you why my ceiling started falling. It's a little dark over here, so sorry for the darkness, but you can probably see that I have this joist right here. I think you might be able to see that light. And from that joist over to this wall is about 30 inches. So there's a 30-inch span where nothing was holding that drywall except these little blocks over here. Now all these little blocks right here on the wall above the plate are nailer blocks for the drywall, but half of them are loose. They used nails back then, not screws, so every time they pounded the drywall up, they were knocking those loose. Every once in a while there'd be a nail in one of these rafters right here, but that's all that was holding that. So with no insulation, improper ventilation in the attic, it just caused all that to fall. Now it had been here for a long time, so 1964 is when this was built. But I'm going to be adding a light down here, and I'm going to do some electrical here, outside here as well. And I'm going to change this door. To me, that's the wrong swing. It swings into the stairwell right there. It should swing into the wall over here. So I'm going to switch it out. That electrical will get moved over here. I'm going to insulate this attic. I did not take any of this drywall down on this wall because that's going into the living room. It's insulated already. I did take it down over here mainly because I'm going to be running all my electrical up this wall into the attic area and across to wherever I need to get to. And I wanted to get to the light switch on the other side of this wall. So one of the big things with this being a wood shop, I'm going to be making wood products in here, is that it's connected to the living area. So one thing I haven't really paid attention to in the past is dust. I just do whatever, breathe it in, everything's dirty, it gets in the house, it gets tracked in the house. So I'm going to up my game quite a bit on dust collection and dust extraction. And I'm going to eventually add a bigger dust extractor on this wall. And that's the one I can plug into when I bring my table saw in if I need to, or my router table puts out a lot of dust. If I use my planer inside, it's going to put out a lot of dust. That's going to pick up all that. My other dust extractor over here will be for my sanders, and that's movable. It's actually going to be parked over there somewhere. Be for my sanders and smaller tools. So a couple of the things I'm going to do with the electrical when I do start that is I'm going to have outlets going along this wall because this is where my cabinets will be, my base cabinets and kind of a workbench. I'm going to install a door going to the outside over there. I'm going to leave that area over there for my air compressor, my hose reel, and then I'll have some wall space that I can mount some tools and things up there in that corner. But a couple things I'm going to do while I'm doing the wiring, while everything's off the walls, on the outside I'm going to put an air conditioned disconnect and run wire for that as well, because eventually down the road I'm going to put a mini split unit in here. So when everything's insulated and all that good stuff, I can heat and cool this garage if I want to. That'll be nice. but I'm also going to go ahead and run the wire for a 240 volt circuit and get that ran and in place. I don't know if I'll ever use it, but it'll be there. It's something that might get used eventually. I'm going to try to keep everything fairly portable. Like the only thing that'll be in the middle will be the big table here that I put stuff together on, and it's on wheels and can fold up. My table saw and all that good stuff is all portable. It's job site stuff on wheels, so I'll be able to move it. Should we ever want to park a vehicle in here still, we'll still be able to do that. I'm going to add a ton more lighting, and you'll see that there's going to be 10 or 11 lights similar to this one. Now all those lights will be switched, not all of them. There'll be two groups of lights. So there'll be the normal, just everyday garage use light switch. That'll turn on about 3 of those. And then there'll be a separate light switch on the wall over here, smart switch, so that I can tell Echo to turn it on, or Alexa. But there'll be a separate light switch for all of the shop lights, so that when I'm out here doing woodworking or staining or whatever, I can turn all those on, but they don't all need to come on every time we want to get something out of the refrigerator. It's probably a lot. You know, you're supposed to draw all this out, make a drawing of your room, put all the electrical stuff on there, and I actually did that. The problem is I did it up here. I did it up there because I make too many mistakes. I don't have to use an eraser when it's up here. I can just think it and it's gone. Think it and it's there. Ooh, yeah. I'm powerful like that. When I pulled the ceiling down, I'll show you some pictures. There was all kinds of stuff up in this attic. It was just crazy. Some of it I didn't even know was there because you couldn't see it. It was so far down here on this end where the roof rafters come down. I can't even get back in this area of the attic. And there was all kinds of plywood and boards and some extra drawers from the old kitchen, some, things like that. But anyway, got all that down and hauled off. It's gone. Except I noticed I missed one little piece of trim. So I got to get that down from there, because that's just going to bug the fire out of me if I know that's still up there whenever I do the ceiling. So one other thing that I am going to do while I'm doing all this, I'm going to change out my attic access. I got that little attic access. You can see it's closed off so no one can get up in there. But I'm going to put a pull down ladder there because I have to get a step ladder anytime we need in the attic, and my air conditioning and air handler system is up there, so it does need to be serviced. And the problem is I'm going to always have stuff here somehow, so I always have to move stuff out, get it out of the way, set up a step ladder, pop the hatch. So I'm just going to make it so that I can just pull that down. So I'm going to have to enlarge that opening to get that done. So I got a lot to accomplish, so I'm going to have to get started. Stay tuned for episode 2. I'm going to start filling in the area up here between that ceiling joist and the wall, because that's just too far. 30 inches won't cut it. So we'll get that going. That's what I'm going to do next, and then I'm going to start the electrical. It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. So yeah, I'm actually pretty excited to be at this point. I got all the hard stuff. To me, the hard stuff was taking all the old sheetrock off and hauling it away. It's gone. I'm not a demo lover, so that's not my favorite part. Some people love that part. I like putting it back together, so that's what I'm getting ready to do. So this is going to be in multiple episodes. I'm not doing everything in this one because this is going to take me a long time. I don't have the time to complete everything right now. It'll probably take me all year to do this, but I'll just do multiple episodes. Thank you so much for watching this one, and keep up. If you're not subscribed, hit that subscribe button. And if you want to get notified, hit that notification bell so you don't miss these episodes. Not that they're anything super spectacular, but some people like to follow along, and I appreciate that very much. And it's going to be fun, and we'll just have a good time doing it, and we'll get it done. So I appreciate you watching. I pray that God blesses you, and I hope you have a wonderful day.